Hello, awesome folks. I hope you're having a great day today. Today we're taking a look at the short story but called Arena, published in 2015 by Ken Schrader. Unfortunately, Ken Schrader does not have a Wikipedia page, so I'll be reading for you his bio on this book that we have been doing a deep dive into, The Wild, Weird West, published in 2015 rather. This was a Kickstarter book, so it was a success story. There's a lot of selections that were submitted for it, and this is one of the ones that was selected. It's about 23 pages long. It took me about 45 minutes for me to knock out last night for the first time. So here's the bio. Again, it's very quick. All it says is that Ken Schrader is a science fiction and fantasy writer. He spends a great deal of time listening to the characters running around in his head. When he's not doing that or playing with his dogs, he's known to take in the occasional superhero movie. And that's it. Okay, this is the penultimate short story in this collection. I'll link it to you in the comments below. And then the last one is by a big name writer. It's one of the ones that they use on the cover to say, oh, this is by a best-selling author. So we'll take a look at that one. It's about 5 pages long, and apparently it's set in the same world as some of her stuff. So we'll take a look at that, and then we'll finish this up. I've been doing a deep dive into the Weird West genre. As a reminder, the Weird West is a genre that combines old westerns with science fiction, fantasy, or horror, or in some cases two, or in one case all three of those. In this case, this is very clearly a science fiction and western blend set during the western eras in a town called Haven, which is where the short story gets its name from. And then this is actually one of only 2 short stories in this collection that are pure science fiction and don't add in other elements in addition to science fiction like horror or like ghosts or magic or something like that. In this case, we have in Haven, our point of view character is the sheriff of Haven. They will see a falling star that actually turns out to be a crashing spaceship. They will go and rescue it. The spaceship has an alien in it, so they'll meet the alien. They'll get used to it, and they'll find out that there's basically an intergalactic war going on out there, and this guy is basically an intergalactic sheriff, the alien who joined them, and he's being chased by some gangsters. So of an international perspective, intergalactic perspective rather, and thus are attacking and so forth. And so this town of Haven is going to get caught up for about 23 pages in this war between the good side and the bad side. And then that's it. That's basically the short story in a nutshell. I did like it. Definitely thought it was well written. A lot of fun things were happening in it. I enjoyed it. And so I definitely thought that it was a pretty strong short story to be the second to last or penultimate short story in this collection. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. I definitely thought this was strong. It left me wanting more. It was well written. It has some nice phraseology here and there. The world building is nice. There's a lot of action scenes that have place in it. Lots of plot that happens. I like the ending. I thought it made sense. And so I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. It's definitely a strong short story. Again, because this collection was able to get a lot of submissions, they were able to take some of the better ones. Everything that I've read in this collection is a 6 or a 7, except for one short story called Ruin Creek by the Martin couple, who has the best-selling Gail C. Martin. That was an 8 out of 10. That one I loved a lot, a whole lot. But again, but that was also, to be fair, that was also the longer short story, so it had a lot more world-building opportunities. But this was, a good 23 pages. So it's definitely a lot of fun stuff that's happening in this short story by Ken Schrader. Now, Ken Schrader actually is in the Wikipedia page, but it's not for him. It's for the famous driver of cars. So anyway, but that's the only Ken Schrader that I can find in the thing. We're doing a deep dive into the Weird West genre, again, because, my stuff is adjacent to it, because I do reviews of horror, science fiction, and fantasy stuff. So that makes sense for this. Again, I keep my reviews spoiler free, so I'm not going to do a deeper dive into this short story, other than giving you sort of the basic premises that you're getting in the first 4 or 5 pages, and then letting you sit with it. Now, again, I'm doing a deep dive into the Weird West genre because I saw some television shows. I started with the Wild Wild West, which is a 1960s spy and western, and also has some science fiction and some steampunk elements. So it was a key influence in the steampunk genre. And then I started moving to The Legend, the 1995 UPN show, which also combines science fiction and horror. And then it also has The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. I also knocked out 2, which I heard some nice things about. And then there's actually a 1935 serial called The Phantom Empire, starring for the first time the heavily influential singing cowboy himself, Gene Autry. So I've been doing a deep dive into this sort of things. I've also been reading short stories. I have a novel in the queue, The Circus of Dr. Lau, published in 1935, that actually won a National Book Award. A much unusual story that I picked up that I want to read. And then I also been reading some comics here and there too. And then that's it. That's basically what I've been doing. So I'll go ahead and leave you to it. Have you read this short story? Anything else by Schrader? What did you think of it? I would be more than happy to talk with you about it further in the comments below, whatever your thoughts were, whether you agreed or disagreed with me. If you enjoyed this short story, why not hit that and review? Why not hit that subscribe button? There's going to be a lot more of these to follow. And then finally, I want to thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video. We all have so many things that are happening in our lives, and we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me is incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.